The Arizona Wildcats beat the Ohio State Buckeyes. Final score, Arizona Wildcats 73 to the Ohio State Buckeyes 58. Of course, the thing right off the bat was to try and the Arizona Wildcats were to try and contain D'Angelo Russell from the Ohio State Buckeyes um, heavily. So, just put so much defense on him that he can't get a shot off, and he can't make his normal. He's Russell is from Oregon, from the Ohio State Buckeyes is so he's such a good shooter. He's really a very good shooter, and it almost seems like he doesn't even need to look at the rim, and just throw the ball up and it'll find the hole and it'll go in and he'll get a bucket. But anyway, the Arizona Wildcats were able to contain Russell tonight, pretty good because he only made 3 out of 19 attempts, which is which is very, very good, very, very good, because he ended up, Russell only ended up with 9 points. He was 1 for 7 from three-point land for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So he made one three-pointer, and then he made a couple two-pointers, and then he also made a couple free throws. One thing that I really wanted to say that was cool was Caleb Tarczewski tonight. I don't give him a lot of credit for the Arizona Wildcats, Caleb Tarczewski, because he's 7 feet tall and he doesn't seem to get a whole lot of rebounds normally, and so I'm kind of dumbfounded about that. I just don't understand that because he's 7 feet tall. He should be able to get rebounds proficiently, and especially offensive rebounds. I think should be his forte. Definitely should be something that he gets a lot of offensive rebounds. But tonight he did unusually well at the rebound. He got a total of 9 rebounds, and he two of those 9 rebounds were offensive rebounds, and I think that offensive rebounds are one of the strongest qualities that a team can have. If they can have offensive rebounds, then I think that really helps that team feel like they can. It shows the team. It kind of is hard to deal with for the opposing team, because if you can miss your if you miss your shots, and if you get rebounds of your own shots, then that means it goes on again. That means you got another attempt at the shot, and so it's kind of hard on your mojo if the other team is getting rebounds left and right, and at will. It's hard to. It's almost like climbing an uphill battle. It's very troublesome. And so anyway, speaking of those offensive rebounds, you would get second chance points from those offensive rebounds, and the Arizona Wildcats got 12 second chance points as compared to the Oregon State Buckeyes, which only had 3 second chance points. So those offensive rebounds really help out, and the Arizona Wildcats had 18 offensive rebounds as compared to the Ohio State Buckeyes, which only had 7, and that's like a major difference as far as the offensive rebounds. The I would think that because offensive rebounds make such a huge difference as far as if you're going to win as a team, then I would think that having a difference of 18 offensive rebounds for the Arizona Wildcats as compared to 7 offensive rebounds for the Ohio State Buckeyes would make a huge difference. That would definitely give you that opportunity to pretty much take care of the game and win the game, no problem. Another thing, offensive rebounds are very, very helpful. And assists are also very helpful. And 14 assists for the Arizona Wildcats as compared to 9 assists for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So that was very good. And something that I don't normally see also, I wanted to say, like I said, Caleb Tarsuski, that was really, it was really nice to see 2 strong, big men in there for the Arizona Wildcats, giving it all they got, and getting quite a few rebounds. Although Rondé Hollis-Jefferson is not a post player, but he also got, I think it was 10 rebounds. So we had Stanley Johnson, and also had 10 rebounds. So actually, it was 4 big men that were, that were crashing the boards. The Arizona Wildcats ended up with 43 total rebounds as compared to the Ohio State Buckeyes, which had 26 total rebounds. That was, the 10 from Hollis-Jefferson and 10 from Stanley for the Arizona Wildcats, two guards, and then you had 9 total rebounds from Caleb Tarsuski. So all of the big men were crashing the boards, and even Brendan Ashley tried to get in some of those rebounds also. But the thing about it is for some reason they got into Brendan Ashley's head, because he was the only one that fouled out in this game. So that was kind of unusual. This is the 3rd time that he's fouled out this season of a game, but he doesn't do it very often as far as I'm concerned. So it was kind of unusual to me, and but it was really nice to see some of Brendan Ashley's facial expressions. He was, you could tell he was excited. He was worked up in the game, and he was leaving it all on the court, and that made me really, really happy. I really enjoyed that. But anyway, back to something that was unusual again, was the 5 assists from Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. We don't normally get so many assists from Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson maybe 1, maybe 2 assists a game, if we're lucky. But 5 assists is very unusual for him, and I think that against Texas Southern, the last game for the Arizona Wildcats played in, I think Rondé Hollis-Jefferson also had a great amount of assists in that game too. So I think maybe Rondé Hollis-Jefferson is starting to make um, make improvements on other sides of the in other areas, and maybe be more of a stat stuffer at different lines. And one of them was, like I said, it was the assists. He had 5 assists, which is a huge amount. I really hope that he continues getting that major amount of assists. Of course, T.J. McConnell had 6 assists tonight. 6 or 7 is normally his average, the amount of assists. The Arizona Wildcats ended up with 14 total assists. I would say that if the Arizona Wildcats can end up with around 15 assists in one game from everybody, a total of 15 assists, then I think they played as pretty good as a team. So I would be pretty happy about that. So we had Caleb Tarczewski just being a man, being tough inside the post, and actually I think he blocked a shot or two that Russell was, whenever Russell was driving to the driving inside the paint, then he was going to do a layup, and I think Caleb Tarczewski blocked a shot or two of that, and so this is really nice to see Caleb Tarczewski kind of come out, kind of bounce out of his shell a little bit, and show us how strong he can be, and so much of a contributor he can be to this team. So anyway, those were the biggest things that I wanted to see, and I wanted to mention. Let's see. The Arizona Wildcats shot 36% from three-point land. 24 bench points. Gabe York knocking down 5 for 9 from three-point land. Big, very important, very, very important to the help of this team. Elliot Pitts knocks down 1 or 2 from three-point land. T.J. McConnell knocks down 1 for 3 from three-point land. Just huge, those three-pointers were very, very helpful. I mean, I was looking at the UCLA game, and I was looking at different stats, and I was thinking, because UCLA beat, they beat a team that they weren't supposed to beat, right on I think it was the first round of the second round of this tournament, and I was looking at assists, and they had, and UCLA had lost in that, and rebounds, UCLA had lost in that, and blocks and steals, and they had lost in that to the other team. The other team had better numbers all the way across the board. 3-point field goals was the only thing that the UCLA Bruins had in their favor, and the 3-point field goals sometimes can make the difference between whether a team goes on and has a victorious game, or goes home with their tails between their legs. So anyway, we had like I said, we had 36% from three-point land. We shot 7 for 19, and they had 5 for 17 from three-point land. Because a lot of those three-point attempts can if you rely too heavily on it, then you can get yourself in trouble, because then the rebounds, the other team usually gets those rebounds because if you miss the three-pointers, then the other team has more of a chance of getting those rebounds. But anyway, so we only beat them by 1 in the first half, but then in the second half, then they had Ohio State Buckeyes scored 33 and Arizona Wildcats scored 47. So that was a major difference in the second half. Points off turnovers, 7 points for the Oregon State Buckeyes, and 20 points points off turnovers for the Arizona Wildcats. I throw some of these stats out there because I don't know exactly what it's going on, but then I think about it a little bit later, and yeah, okay, points off turnovers. That was really helpful. That's why we were able to. The thing about it is as Ohio State Buckeyes they have Thad Matta, and he's very, very, very good coach, and so. Even though the Arizona Wildcats were up by 15 points or 17 points or 18 points at one point, then I thought, if Thad Matta he just doesn't seem to be, he doesn't seem to get worried about anything. Even if you're down by such a large amount, then they still could have come back. So it was like, I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel I could take a breath of relief until there was 30 seconds left in the game and we were ahead by 15 points. Because I saw Duke came back, but down by 10 points with 1 minute left in the game. But anyway, the Arizona Wildcats win this game and go on to play Coach Sean Miller's previous team, Xavier, in the Sweet 16 next Saturday, I think it is, or Thursday. It might be Thursday, but anyway, I'll have that answer in the description here. The Arizona Wildcats beat the Ohio State Buckeyes. Final score: Arizona Wildcats 73 to the Ohio State Buckeyes 58.